Hey gamers, today I want to talk about gateway games. What were your gateway games? What got you into the hobby? For me, I want to attribute it to maybe three. One was when growing up, of course, I played all the classics, Monopoly, Life, Risk, Battleship, Memory, all those games as kids. But growing up, getting older, there were three games that kind of just slowly led me into the hobby. The first one, I really don't attribute this to getting me into the hobby, but I used to play Conquest of the Empire when I was a kid. So when the Eagle Griffin Games came out with their new version, my buddy said, "Hey, did you hear they came out with another version of Conquest of the Empire?" I was like, "Shut up, I must have it." And so I bought it. And this is back, I think this is the first year me and my wife got married. And I remember she'd come home sometimes in the evenings because she worked later than me. And I had the game spread out on the table or on the floor. I was playing my own little six-man battle like I used to do as a kid and just having a great time. But I didn't play it that much. I got it just because of nostalgia. And that's really why I got it. That's really why I loved playing it. But that game, that was post, my childhood, playing board games in my childhood, but didn't really lead me into playing more board games. The board game that started all for me, as you know, is Zombies by Twilight Creations. When I first heard about this game, I was like, wow, this is cool. You have a game where you're rolling die, fighting zombies, And so my friend brought it over. He played it with us. Me and my friends looked at each other like, wow, this is great. And I told my wife, I said, look, can I buy everything? Like at the time, I only had like 8 expansions. And she said, sure. So I bought all 8 expansions. And from then on out, that's what really started my my trek into all the games you see here. And I still have Zombies in my collection today. Still play it too, though not as much. I used to play it like all the time. Like my first deck and tiles, I've had to retire those cards and everything because they are worn out. They are loved. Everything was loved in that first set I got. And I still have the box because I got it autographed by Todd and Carrie. Todd right before he passed away too. So that meant a whole lot to me. But the game in and of itself was super fun. And that is what started my path, my true gateway game into board games. And I mean, if I want to add a third game into there, oh, well, maybe 4 games. I did get Formula D was the second game I got. And because my other buddy had brought that too. My friends liked it okay, but they love Zombies. But I thought Formula D was fun too, so I bought that one as well. So we had 2 games. Mainly we played Zombies every night, and every once in a while we throw Formula D in there. And I still play for Formula D and Zombies are 2 of the, in Conquest of the Empire, or 3 of the oldest games I have in my collection. The next oldest game I have in my collection was the final one that just jumped me into the hobby completely, both feet in at this point, as you would say. But it was Firefly, the board game. A buddy of mine came over, and he knew that I played Zombies all the time, but he said, oh, you like playing board games? I was like, I guess. And they bought it at Books A Million. He said, we didn't understand the rules. Can you read it over? And so I did. And I was like, okay, I think this is how it's played. So we played it. And I had a blast. And my wife loved it. My wife used to play games a long, long time ago. And my wife loved it too. And I said, hey, I kind of want to get that game too. She's like, sure. So I bought it. And then I thought, what other games are out there? Because I saw Firefly at Books A Million, but I didn't want it. That wasn't like Zombies. And then I thought, what other games are out there? So that's when I went to Gen Con, my first Gen Con. And then, of course, it opened up my world. I played TI3 there and a lot of other games too, and had a great time. So that was kind of my, gradual ascent into the hobby. But what was your gateway game or number of games? What games led you down the road to enjoy the hobby as much as I do today? And I'll see you next time.